The stall owner washes the rag with street water and then uses the rag to wipe his pancake pan. A customer ate something hard out of her snail noodles. At first, she thought it was a tooth she had lost, but when she took a closer look, she discovered it was a screw. There are bugs in the synthetic eggs, and more than one. The above phenomena are becoming increasingly common in China. You never know what you will taste when you're ready to enjoy a meal. On July 14th this year, one Hangzhou netizen posted a video saying that he ate a mouse head while eating instant noodles. He wrote in the post, "This is a rat head, which is in pickled cabbage. Yes, that's right, I bit it." What he ate was Uni-President Lao Tan pickled cabbage beef noodles. Uni-President is a well-known Taiwanese food company that entered mainland China in 1992 and has more than 20 production bases in mainland China. For decades, its instant noodles ads were familiar to almost every family in China. After the news of the rat heads in instant noodles came out, Uni-President's stock price plummeted, closing at HK $6.11 per share, a 10% drop that day, and its market value evaporated by approximately HK 2.9 billion. According to China's media People's Concern, the person involved in this incident, Mr. Wu, said he bought the Uni-President noodles in a small store on July 14th. When eating that night, he ate while scrolling through his mobile phone and didn't pay attention at first. But when eating sauerkraut, it smelled fishy when I picked it up and put it in my mouth. When I spit it out, I found some fur and teeth. Then I realized it was a rat head. He said he had complained to the Market Supervision Department of the local government. Uni-President Enterprise staff said a specialist had been arranged to contact the consumer, Mr. Wu. He added that detailed information needs to be confirmed and verified. Then, a strange thing happened. People found that Mr. Wu's WeChat account was set to private, and the content he posted was invisible to the public. What is meaningful is that the account introduction column changed to this sentence: "The arm cannot fight the thigh." It seems Mr. Wu was threatened. 2 days later, the Market Supervision Bureau of Qiantang District, Hangzhou, told reporters that the investigation of this event was ongoing. According to this official's description, after receiving the complaint, the Supervision Bureau contacted Mr. Wu and asked him to bring over the relevant evidence. But Mr. Wu said the evidence no longer existed and all the packaging of the noodles was gone. This incident has once again brought to light the lack of quality assurance in the food industry, sparking public concern. Some netizens said, "The sauerkraut problem has been exposed many times, but never has been resolved. There is no quality assurance at all." This is not the first time Uni-President Enterprises has been exposed to food safety issues. In 2022, CCTV's March 15 gala exposed 5 companies, including Hunan Flag Vegetable Industry and Jinru Food Company, producing sauerkraut in pits. Those 2 companies are 2 of the suppliers of Uni-President instant noodles. There are 2 types of Laotian sauerkraut sold by those companies. One is for export, where the sauerkraut is pickled in a clean workshop. The other is for domestic sales in China, and the sauerkraut is produced in the pits of surrounding areas. From the exposure footage, the process of pickling sauerkraut in the pits is disgusting. Some workers are wearing slippers, some are barefoot stepping on the sauerkraut, some even smoke while working. After smoking, the cigarette butts were thrown directly on the sauerkraut. Even the weighing scale was placed directly on the sauerkraut. Some netizens analyzed the recent rat head incident. They guessed that the rat may have been trapped in the pickled cabbage and the food was then packaged in the bag. So the rat's head was cut into pieces by machines. Some netizens searched for Uni-President on the Chinese online complaint platform Black Cat, which showed nearly 47,000 complaints, many of which focused on Laotian pickled cabbage instant noodles. On May 14th this year, a netizen complained that he bought a bag of Uni-President Laotian pickled cabbage beef noodles and found flies in the cabbage. This netizen wrote, "Disgusting. If you didn't pay attention, you would have eaten it." This is not the only incident of eating a rat head. On June 1st last year, a student from Jiangxi Industrial and Technical Vocational College posted a video on the internet saying that he ate a rat head in the cafeteria's food. The rat head in the video has obvious teeth and fur, which is very scary. However, the college responded that it was not a rat head but a duck neck and said that the student who posted the video later confirmed it was a duck neck. This statement immediately caused an uproar on the internet. Netizens questioned, Why did the duck's neck have teeth? And bluntly said that this was an official blatantly referring to a deer as a horse and referring to a rat as a duck. Why did the student who ate the rat's head change his tune? Some netizens said that if he didn't change his tune, he was faced with, "Do you still want to get your diploma and leave campus smoothly?" But it seems that this college cafeteria didn't learn its lesson. Another incident happened a week later. One student named Da Shan said that when he was eating on the first floor of the cafeteria at noon, he saw a classmate eating a giant caterpillar. Da Shan immediately took a picture of it with his mobile phone. Da Shan said that the student was kind of introverted and said nothing, and then the canteen staff took the food away. A few months later, a similar incident occurred at another university, and the university's explanation was even more outrageous. In November last year, a student at Shanghai Jiaotong University posted that he had eaten a 1.5 centimeter long needle from the dishes in the canteen. The Logistics Support Department of Shanghai Jiaotong University responded that they had consulted relevant departments and found that the needle was not used for human or for experimental use but for vaccinating pigs. Pigs need to be vaccinated when they are just born. If the pig is stubborn and unwilling to cooperate, the needle may break into the pig's bones. The school's response triggered ridicule from mainland netizens, who believed that the school treated the general public as fools. Some netizens said, 1.5 centimeters is not long. Fortunately, it can be picked out. If it's eaten, the consequences will be disastrous. Another netizen said, for such a big needle, the person washing the vegetables cannot see it, the person cutting the vegetables cannot see it, and the person cooking the vegetables cannot see it. It is so outrageous, and the school's explanation is even more outrageous. There are many weird things in mainland China. Some netizens ate plastic bags out of ham sausages. Some netizens cut open the ham sausage and saw a plastic rope inside. The hygienic situation of vermicelli production in mainland China is also horrible. In addition to being unhygienic, it also involves fraud. Manufacturers usually use lower-priced cassava flour and yam flour as raw materials to make vermicelli and sell them as sweet potato vermicelli. This has become a common practice in the industry. Yuzhou is one of the largest vermicelli production bases in China. In Tongshujiang village, hundreds of acres of open land on both sides of the road are covered with vermicelli. Densely packed vermicelli was piled directly on the ground in a warehouse. How is this vermicelli produced? A mainland China reporter investigated one factory next to a road in Tongshujiang village. The production workshop is in a simple private house. The site is very dirty. The machine for processing vermicelli is covered with stains and is rusty in some places. Workers pour the raw materials used to produce sweet potato vermicelli directly into the ground and shovel them into the mixer. A long, narrow aisle is filled with starch bags labeled tapioca starch. The boss admitted that they use this raw material to produce sweet potato vermicelli. On the market, cassava starch sells for less than 2 yuan per caddy, while sweet potato starch sells for 4 yuan per caddy. The sales staff told the reporter that they can produce 5 tons of such cassava vermicelli daily, most of which is sold as sweet potato vermicelli. The ready vermicelli was pulled to a nearby open space to dry. Next to it was a toilet, and sewage flowed everywhere, exuding stenches. In recent years, there is one popular prepared food called braised sliced pork belly with preserved mustard veggie. Here, we just call it veggie pork, and it's been exposed that it's made from bad quality pork. The video shows a guy saying that he is holding pork jowl, which has fatty and lean meat, but with more lymph. He said such meat would not enter the market in their local place, but in many areas it is turned into stuffing for dumplings, steamed buns, or even used to make the popular dishes like veggie pork. Fuyang City in Anhui Province is one of the leading production areas of prepared veggie pork. To pursue profit, some manufacturers use pork jowl, which is not strictly controlled, instead of pork belly to make the famous dishes. Pork jowl is also known as lymph meat. It's located at the connection between the pig's head and trunk. It's of poor quality and low price, but its appearance looks like the pork belly. The wholesale price of a normal pork belly is 12 yuan per 500 grams, while the low-quality pork jowl is only 3 yuan per 500 grams, which is a huge profit for the business. It has long been an open secret in the industry to use pork jowl to make veggie pork. In the production workshops of some prepared food companies, low-quality pork jowls are piling up like a mountain, and workers are busy processing it. At Anhui Mr. Chu Food Company Limited, a large amount of frozen pork jowl was placed directly in the yard. Some of it was not even packaged and was completely exposed to the sun. After simple processing, this kind of pork becomes veggie pork on consumers' tables. In addition, the white foam boxes for takeout are not clean. Some mainland media revealed that medical waste such as bloodstain infusion tubes and urine bags was crushed by machines and processed into takeout boxes for food. In Henan, Shanxi, Hebei, and other places, dilapidated factories are filled with dense piles of medical waste. There are infusion tubes and medical gloves, infusion bags with residual medicine, and even urine bags with residual patient urine. What you can see from the footage is that mountains of used medical supplies are piled up, which is shocking. These medical wastes are crushed into pieces by machines and turned into recycled materials after simple processing. Because this kind of recycled material is cheap, many manufacturers use it to make it into various products. The most widely used ones are boxes for takeout food. These takeout boxes hold food and are delivered to consumers every day. Products for the food industry made from these medical wastes have covered all parts of the country. This person in charge of the manufacturer in Lintong District, Xi'an, Shanxi Province, said that the factory processes up to 20 to 30 tons of medical waste every month. This garbage, which contains residual blood, potions, and viruses, is processed by factories and turned into disposable tableware, milk teacups, baby bottles, plastic basins, inferior and counterfeit children's toys, etc. Medical waste is the #1 hazardous waste, containing dozens or even thousands of times more pathogenic bacteria and viruses than ordinary domestic waste. For example, residual drugs or antibiotics are found in the infusion bag. For the takeout food, recently Mr. Liang, a consumer in Chengdu, Sichuan, posted a video saying that on July 14th, he ordered takeout on the Meituan platform. Then he found a whole stewed dead rat in the lunchbox while eating. In an interview, Mr. Liang said, "When I was almost finished eating the braised chicken, I found a black ball in the lunchbox. I initially thought it was seasoning because the object was thin, long, and black. Then I turned it over and found that a pair of eyes were looking at me, and I realized that the stick was a rat tail, and what I was eating was a whole stewed rat." After discovering the abnormality, Mr. Liang reported it not only to the merchant but also to the Market Supervision Department of the local government. According to reports, the restaurant offering the takeout to Mr. Liang is a franchise store that has been franchised for over 10 years. This incident once again aroused public concern about food safety. Some netizens said, "It's so scary, it's obvious that the pre-made ingredient package was not put in the refrigerator and was just left somewhere. Then, when the rats came in and bit all the ingredients, they stayed in the package. The staff in the restaurant just threw this package into the lunchbox and heated it up after receiving the order without even looking at it." Some netizens said, "Rice and cockroaches are everywhere in the restaurant kitchens in the middle of the night when no one is around. Now, I deeply understand the situation." That's all for today. If you enjoy our video, please like, subscribe, leave a message, and share it with your friends. See you next time.